Welcome to the 2020 Nutrigrain Ironman New Zealand. I'm Michael Lovato in studio today with my favorite ever, TT Griesbauer. We are looking forward to the 36th running of this beautiful event in an amazing part of the world. TT, thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, I'm excited to get this 2020 race season off and running.
We are getting off and running in style, coming down here to this race, the oldest outside of the Ironman World Championships in Kona. It is an amazing event, and also, I just have to point out, it is, of course, as you all know, the host of our 2020 Ironman 70.3 World Championship, the very same spot. We're excited to be here on the North Island of New Zealand as we look down on the beautiful waters of Lake Taupo. TT, this is going to be quite the day. Weather is on point, absolutely. We're looking at some details of that a little bit later as we gaze at the likes of Kiwi competitor Mark Bostad as he's chit-chatting a bit in that pre-race, kind of nervous time. But what a day. We have an amazing field. We're vying for 4 total Kona slots as well as a whole ton of prize money that these athletes get to divvy up, men and women.
Well, you talk about this race and the history of this race and the legacy of this race, and you can see that through the athletes that come back year after year. Both are defending champions here, back again in 2020 to defend their titles. But then you look at the legacy of the athletes like Meredith Kessler, who races this race all the time. We've got Cameron Brown, 12-time champion on this course, all here to contend for the title here today.
For sure, and this is what happens. People come back to this race,
yes,
as is evidenced by what you just said.
Yep.
I mean, to win it 12 times for Cameron Brown, he's been doing it since he was, we'll just say 12. I mean, this guy, he is racing. He's an absolute legend, but still very, very fast. Someone that we put on still our favorites list, even after all these years. So,
sure, it just speaks to how special this event is, that athletes who aren't New Zealand natives come back year after year after year to race.
And it's a long ways to go, especially for the North American athletes, European athletes as well, but they travel the world over to get here for very good reason. I'll even mention that recently on social media, I saw Trenzo Bassone he was saying, hey, I really wish I could be there, just didn't have the time to prep, but a special athlete out of New Zealand that is not on the start line today, just worthy of mention.
Yeah, absolutely. And our fields here today, as you mentioned, vying for Kona slots. A couple of athletes on the women's side already qualified in Teresa Adam and Meredith Kessler. Both have slots. So again, we will be looking at races within the race. On the men's side, Joe Skipper already Kona qualified as well.
For sure. The weather today, right now, 52.8 degrees Fahrenheit or 11.6 Celsius. That actually is going to come up to about 71 Fahrenheit, maybe 22 by the end of the day. The water, 66.5 Fahrenheit or 19.2 Celsius. It feels really nice and a very low wind speed. So 3.7 miles per hour, TT, or 6 kilometers